Sir, news from the underground.
Hello, welcome to The Underground. This is the podcast where we talk about the world and how crazy and weird and messed up it is. I am your host, Duncan Michael McPherson. I feel like this is a really important podcast. Happy October, everybody. I love October for a couple reasons. It's my favorite month. One is pumpkin beer, which this is a pumpkin porter from Big Rig. It's the best one. The other reason I love October is I get to wear comfortable sweaters, and the third one is playoff baseball, which starts in 2 days, I think. Okay, so today, what are we talking about today? Today we are talking about, this is unbelievable, factcheck.org. Factcheck.org is one of the vaccine fact-checking websites that Facebook and Google use to fact-check their information about vaccines. So, basically, I'm just going to disclose information that's already public, which is that factcheck.org is funded by the company Johnson & Johnson, which obviously created one of the vaccines for COVID-19, which seems shady. So let's go look at the screen just so I can prove to you that I'm telling you the truth. If you can see my screen here, this is factcheck.org's own website, where they are admitting that Robert Wood Johnson Foundation is funding. The foundation was founded by the late Robert Wood Johnson II. That's the Johnson from Johnson & Johnson, who was president of Johnson & Johnson from 1932 to 1963. I think they say how much they funded. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So, as of December 31st, 2019, it had nearly $12 billion in total assets, including $1.9 billion in Johnson & Johnson stock. This is Representative Thomas Massie, a Kentucky Republican, who was saying that factcheck.org has stock in Johnson & Johnson. He says, "Bless your heart if you think factcheck.org is an unbiased source of vaccine information." Massie wrote on Twitter, without providing any evidence of this alleged bias. Contrary to Massie's suggestion, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, as is the case with all of our funders, has no control over our editorial content, period, full stop. Now, that's stupid. Of course they have not control. Like, obviously they're not telling you what to say in your fact checking, but you know that if you say something that goes against what they want you to say, they could cut your funding. Funding always implies some, not control. Control's the wrong word. I think they use control as a way to kind of mitigate the implications that this has. Obviously, they're not controlling what you say, but there's a element of control. There's, it's a conflict of interest that seems pretty obvious to anybody. So these fact-checking websites are funded by people who make vaccines. Obviously, they're going to support vaccines, or their funding could be cut, right? Like, that's crazy. That's like me being funded. I'm not funded by Big Rig Brewery, but like, it's like saying like this is the best pumpkin beer, but like I'm getting paid by them, right? Like, that makes it kind of like, this cures cancer. Oh, and they pay me, right? Like, it's ridiculous. It's an insane thing to think that it doesn't have any effect on what you do. So anyway, that's an interesting fact that I found out that I thought was important to share. And fact checkers can't be funded by the people that they're fact checking. That seems pretty obvious. And why would you think that's okay? Why would you say, like, this is proof? Like, they're saying that there's no evidence of bias, but then their proof to the contrary is just that they just say that they have no control. Okay, well, that's not proof either. right? Like, it's pretty clear that they have some influence on what you say. You know, anybody who sponsors my podcast, which I don't have any sponsors, but that would be great, but they would have some influence of what I say, right? I'm not going to say bad things about my sponsors, you know, unless I'm Bill Burr and I get sponsors cut left and right. So anyway, just a ridiculous thing that I think should concern us. If you're not concerned about that, then you've got your head in the sand. That's it. That's the bottom line. You need your head checked if you're not concerned about the fact that vaccine companies are funding. I don't know what to say about it. It's the same with the lab leak thing, which maybe I'll do another podcast on that because that's insane. Anyway, that's all I have to say. It's crazy. It's crazy that they don't think that's a problem and that people aren't outraged. So get outraged, please. Please, we need to be a little more outraged. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye. Thanks for listening to The Underground. Please subscribe on YouTube to help this channel out and like and share it on social media. Thanks, everybody. Bye.